I'm so excited to welcome you to tonight's Cogno Hour, the relationship reset, the one shift that changes everything. If you're here tonight, there's something in your relationships that you want to change. And I want you to know that you are in the right place because relationships are everything. They affect your happiness, your energy, your success, your future. If you change the way your nervous system presents in the world, you change everything around you. And that change, it determines how your day, your week, your month, and your life goes. And here's what makes tonight different. We're not making you change something by force of will. We're not going to tell you to get over it or move on. We're not going to make you cope with your trauma or just think positive. What we're going to do tonight and inside the relationship rescue is give you the ability to retrain your nervous system so the patterns that have been running your relationships, the ones that have been ruling your life, finally stop. And to guide us through this, I want to introduce two of the most incredible people I've had the privilege of working with, Liz Larson and Bill McKenna, the creators of Cogno Movement. Bill McKenna will be with us in just a few. If you don't know them yet, just know this. They've helped thousands of people shift their relationships, not by teaching better communication or new mindset tricks, but by rewiring the patterns that have been running in the background, shaping every interaction you have. They've seen firsthand how people's relationships completely change, not because they forced themselves to be different, but because their nervous system stopped running the old loop. So, Liz and Bill, I'm so excited to have you both here. Before we get started, I want to say something very exciting. Tonight, you're getting access to this experience for free, but if you want to take this work deeper, we have an entire series designed to help you shift every key area of your relationships. It's called Relationship Rescue, and it's a 5-part series where we go way beyond what we're doing tonight, because what we're talking about is not just about one relationship. It's running in your romantic relationships, your family dynamics, your workplace interactions, and even how strangers respond to you. And tonight only, if you sign up for the full series, we're adding an exclusive bonus, which is a private live Q&A coaching session with Liz and Bill after the series ends. You'll get a chance to ask your biggest questions, get insights on your own relationship patterns, and really deepen this work in a way that is very rarely offered. So if you're already feeling like this is something you want to explore further, I'm going to drop the link in the chat. You can sign up at any time during tonight's event, but just know that this bonus is only available today. So, all right, let's dive in. Liz, I'm going to let you take it away.
Welcome, everybody. Thank you for being here. And I want to start this session off tonight by saying thank you so much for being willing to even consider doing this work. What we know for sure is that each one of us that does the work on themselves to change any kind of relationship, that you play a big part in changing the world. And here's why. We are in each other's neurological soup. What we feel emanates into the field around us through our nervous system. Whether you know it or not, whether you like it or not, people kind of get how you feel. They experience it, though, through their own lens or, a distorted perspective because they're feeling what you're feeling, but they don't know what it means necessarily. So they make up things themselves about what that means. And you do the same thing. We're constantly in this battle of trying to figure out what it is that people want from us, what they think from us, how they feel by interpreting signals that maybe are being interpreted through a nervous system that's in fight or flight, that's in trauma mode, that has had moral injuries done to it. So when you do this work and we start to sort out some of those issues, you change, but then how you interact with everybody else is different. And then when they're interacted with differently, sometimes they start interacting differently as well. So there's this huge butterfly effect. So tonight, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the topic just a little bit. And then we're going to do about a 20-minute session. So you're going to have a full experience. So what we're talking about tonight is expectation around relationships. So I think Bill just came. So there's 2 sides of expectation that we're going to talk about tonight. And you get to decide which side you're going to focus on. With expectation, there's how we expect others to act. In a way, what we demand from them. Or another way to put it is, what do we want from them? What are we expecting them to do that they are not doing that gives us grief? So that's one side. The other side is constantly expecting people to hurt us, the negative side of expectation. So if this is a side you're working on, you'll know, because you'll say, I keep having the same experience. People in my life keep betraying me, or people in my life keep ignoring me, or people in my life keep not inviting me. And we sort of find that we preemptively have that expectation. So if that's you, and you just felt it in your body, write that down. What is it that you're expecting to happen on the negative side? Or if it's you, that you're expecting somebody to behave differently, you have an expectation of them in a positive way that you want them to behave, but they're not. Let you work that side, write that side down. So Bill's here now. We can bring Bill back on. Let's talk about this a little bit, about how expectation really will often shape how we feel and what we think about the people in our lives. It's a big deal, right, Bill?
It's a very big deal. I tell a quick little story about a cognitive movement practitioner. Now, this cognitive movement practitioner is well into the 7th decade of her life, and had just kind of started the cognitive movement program when the subject of a party coming up, a party and not being invited, wasn't invited, and the pain was enormous from not being invited. The people were in their town, they were related, and oh my gosh, this is something that I've experienced all my life, and I'm always on the outside looking in, and I'm the unwanted one. And the most amazing thing is that it was like, seeing the tears, and the pain of it all. Okay, let's do a session on this. Did the session on it, and the most amazing thing happened. It was like, I don't care. It was in her heart, right? There was a childhood injury, an insult, if you want to call an emotional insult at a very young age. I think it was somewhere around 7 years old. And that left her body doing the exercise. And she's like, I don't even care. I don't know why I would even want to go to that thing. That lady's a mother, I was like, why would you? And then, weeks passed, and I was like, how is all that? So, well, two things. Number one, I don't care. And number two, I got invited to all kinds of other things, and all of a sudden, those relationships as well, the people that were there at the party and stuff, all of a sudden, they were inviting her. Hey, what's going on? We're going to have lunch, hey, we're getting together. It's like, without a word being said. It's not like she was, well, how was the party? I hope you all had a just, not a word spoken. But this energy is a very real thing. There is a quantum entanglement that happens, and that we're all subject to this, is this guy as well. It happens to me. It happens to all of us, whether we want to admit it or not. But when that gets untangled, voila, freedom. Imagine being free of that. It works in all directions. As Liz was saying, your expectations of being hurt, because you're looking out for it. Everybody here that's listening, somebody who's looking out for, yeah, they're doing that. They're saying it. They're doing it again. You know, oh, we've all seen it. It's certainly easy to see in others and hard to admit about ourselves because it's like, it's freaking real. You know what I want to tell you? It's real, and they're just, people are that way. Well, actually, unfortunately, it's inside of us. So this class is super exciting. I'm so glad everybody's here. When we do the session, this is an aperitif, if you will. It is just a taste. Go back and do it again and again and again. You can watch the replay and really make sure you get it to a 0. It's a gift to yourself.
Yeah, so let's kind of, we'll start the process. They're just a little bit more story. So my mom was one that had this, that she really thought that no one liked her. It was weird because people really liked her. But she really had this feeling that no one likes me. Like they're not going to invite me like yours. They don't want me around really. They are finding fault and flaw with me. And so it affected her having like close friendships. She had good relationships with family, but she always felt as though she would be rejected by people. And you could see it that is sort of what would happen. So why I'm telling this story is I want to reaffirm that what you've experienced is real. It's true. It has happened to you. But if you could take away this one thing, that in our interpersonal connections, that people are going to behave around us based on the way we actually feel about ourselves. That is the way it is. They pick up on it, and it's like they're drawn to as like a magnet to behave in that way. We had one of our practitioners at one of our big events. She really had a very difficult upbringing, very, very difficult, truly horrific in some ways. And there was a person in her life that she's just raging about in this session, which is what you do. You let yourself fully feel it. We worked together really only for about 5 minutes and allowed her to totally hate this person, and everything they'd ever done to her. During that session, she got an email from that person, or a call or something, a call, I think, singing her praises. But then when she got back to her home base, all of a sudden that person was there for her. They were getting along great. Within 2 weeks, they went on a trip together, and it seems impossible. But the reason it happened was that she no longer felt that way about it. She really just didn't feel that way. And so the other person in her life just didn't act that way anymore. It was literally like a miracle. So as we work this session, make sure that you let yourself feel exactly how you feel about this situation, about the expectation that you have from another person. So here's my suggestion. Pick a singular person that you have a relationship with. That's a struggle. Something you want a better relationship, more from, a deeper relationship, or even somebody that you want out of your life. It all works about the same. Pick one. And the reason I say one is that you want to be focused on something pretty intently, and it'll work on all the other people who act the same way as well. It doesn't really work on them. It works on you, and your experience becomes very different. So think about this person that you have an expectation of. What are you expecting from them? Are you expecting them to hurt your feelings? If that created reaction in you, write that one down. Are you expecting them to betray you? Are you expecting them to reject you? Are you expecting them to want too much from you? Are they a little clingy? Do they like you too much? And some of us have that issue, right? A person's all over us. Are you expecting them to leave you? Is it your pattern that people just leave? Are you expecting to be abandoned? Are you expecting for someone to hate you, to dislike you, to want to hurt you? Are you expecting someone to love you, to want you, and they're just not? So that expectant feeling, what does it feel like in the body? Are you expecting somebody to take you more seriously and they don't? Feel it in the body, what it feels like to be dismissed. Are you wanting clients? This is not just personal relationships, but clients, coworkers, friends. Are you expecting them to speak up for you and they don't? Are you wanting that? Feel and let yourself want it. Are you expecting them to maybe promote you, to get out there and tell people this is an amazing human? And they just don't seem to do that. You're not getting recognized for who you really are. Any other expectations that you can think of, Bill, that people can relate to?
Expecting someone to save you.
Yes, this is good. Expecting someone to save you. Majida said, what if I don't know what I'm expecting from them? Excellent question. You know, you want something, you don't know what it is. The feeling behind that, I don't know what to expect them to do. Let yourself fully feel that as well.
Yeah, Leah had a beautiful one, expecting somebody to yell. You know,
Yes,
expecting here, how many of us expecting somebody to go nuts, so you have to walk on eggshells?
exactly. A bad reaction.
Oh, we've all had that one, you know.
Expecting someone to react negatively to your wishes, your requests, your actions, your inactions. Yeah, that's a really great one. All right. So we're about at the time where we're going to begin the session. Now, if you're like, I don't know, that's okay. You can actually use that feeling too, because it just means that your nervous system is like, I don't want to pinpoint anything. I'm a little afraid. That's fine. Let yourself have the sensation in your body. So how do you know how to feel it? You're going to actually notice, what is your body doing right now? So for some of you, there's going to be a predominant emotion, like maybe your heart's racing, or maybe you have a feeling in your gut or your throat. For others of you, it might act like pain. Check your low back, check your knees, check your shoulders. For some of you, it might feel like a buzz. Let's see, what if when you pick one person, how do you pinpoint just one? So just whoever face comes into your mind first. Like there's going to be an image that just shows up. And this is what we want to do. Don't overthink this. Go with the first thing that pops in. And let yourself have the feeling of it. And as you do your session, a face is probably going to show up, a singular person.
She may also mean, how do you pinpoint just one thing you're expecting them to do?
You don't have to. It's just the expectation in general. So go through the list. Let's say it's a husband, for example. Well, I expect him to notice me. I expect him to pay attention to me. I expect him to be responsible. I expect him to work harder. I expect him to talk to me. So in that case, where you have a litany of things, they're all going to feel similar to each other. They're all going to feel like a wanting of something that's not happening. So maybe don't pinpoint one issue, but the human that you're thinking about, let yourself feel fully, the expectation of all of the things that maybe they're lacking, that they're not doing. So I hope I answered that well. How about expecting them to do as I want, like a child? Absolutely. That's a great one too. I expect them to do what I say. I kind of expect everyone to do what I say. That's a different situation. But yes, that's very good.
It's called being a bossy Italian.
Well, yeah. So she says, what about expecting a child to do what I want without an argument? That's excellent. Feel what it feels like to have that expectation, but knowing they're probably going to argue. That's what we're working on. Now, you don't have to overthink this. Just notice what your body's doing. Any little twinge, you can focus on that. And some of you are going to have really big emotion. Throughout the session today, whatever comes up in your mind is perfect. Whatever comes up in your body is perfect. You might get a little warm, you might get cold, you might feel a little sweaty, you might burp, you might yawn. Your eyes are definitely going to be uncomfortable. Whatever comes up, it's normal. It's what happens. We're working in the nervous system and you're expecting nervous system responses. So just follow along, do the best you can. You can't get it wrong. And we'll check in with you after the session. Okay, so everybody, if you'll let your eyes drop to your shirt about like this and breathe. You're connecting your eyes with your physical kinesthetic body and think about that expectation. Let the feeling get bigger. You're going to actively relax it down into the feeling, really feel it. And are you ready, Bill McKenna?
Okay.
Actually, wrong one, Lee. There you go, Bill.
Okay. So for everybody that has a cognitive movement ball, if you don't have a cognitive movement ball, just use a pen or anything that you can. Doesn't matter. Just anything. For those of you who do have the ball, allow this feeling. Connect with the feeling. And you're going to move the ball from left to right. Keep your head straight and level. Nice and slow. Say the color. Spin the ball. Say the color. 99% of your attention is on feeling how you feel. Let yourself feel that expectation. Say the color. Move the ball to the chest level. Feel how you feel. Say the color. Move the ball to the throat level. Left and right. Say the color. Feel your expectation. Move it to the eye level. Feel your expectation. 99% of your attention is on the feeling and the expectation. Say the color. Over your head. Staying with that expectation. And breathe in. Oh. Put your ball down. Turn your head to the side. Yawn. Turn your head to the other side. Yawn. And now, you're going to cross over your hands. And if you can, if it's available, if you can do this, some of you don't have good shoulders, but if you can, grab the outer lip. It's the outer lip of the ear, and you're going to work down the ear. And you're going to, at the same time, you're going to move your eyes across the floor. Feel your expectation. Feel it. Move your eyes across the floor, left to right, all the way. Stay in your expectation and massage that outer lip. A good pinch and a wiggle. Now move your eyes slightly higher. Keep moving left to right. A little bit higher. And higher. Left to right. And let go of your ears. Pull your ears forward. Breathe in through your nose, up your spine. Let go. Arch your back all the way back and roll your eyes up in your head all the way back. Let your head go all the way back. Arch your back all the way back. And as you do, let yourself feel how you do all the way back, feeling the expectation. And come up. Roll over like a ballerina. Let your head go all. Feel the expectation. 99% of all your focus is on your expectation. This is how I feel. Come up. Go the other way. Let your head go over. Stay in your expectation. Stay there. All the way over, the entire spine, the neck, all the way over. Come up. Turn your head to the side. Yawn. Turn your head to the opposite side. Yawn. Okay, now move. Move a quarter turn. Facing a quarter turn. Ready? And now, this time, you're going to cross your arms over and pull your ears forward. You just pull them right forward. Ready? And moving your eyes again across the floor. All the way left, all the way right. Stay in your expectation. Stay in it. A little bit higher, about desk level. Higher. Almost level. All the way left, all the way right. A little higher. Higher still. Higher. And let go of your ears. Breathe in. Beautiful. Okay. Now make a quarter turn in the opposite direction. A quarter turn in the opposite direction. And what we're going to do is the cogno movement infinity. Grab your ball and your head is straight and level, and you do this figure 8 on its side. Just like this. You're going to track the ball. Just track the ball. The only thing moving is your eyeballs, and you're focused in. If you need to do it with a pen, you can do it with a pen. Ready? Feel your expectation. Just nice and slow. Nice and slow.
Really letting those eyes stretch, you guys. If your eyes aren't pretty stretched right now, you're not doing the work. Put the ball in a position where you can really stretch them.
Beautiful. Let yourself feel that stretch. And as you're doing this and you feel like, you know what? There's an area where it's really uncomfortable for me. Or I feel like a little sandpaper, or, you know, I can't really focus. I have double vision. Whatever it is, you're going to stop there and blink. Just stop, blink. Let yourself feel how you do. Feel your expectation. Blink. Blink. Breathe. The breath is the bridge in between the conscious and subconscious. Breathe. Blink. And you're going to feel your eyes release. It's not your eyes, it's your brain. And you could just move on, keeping the infinity going. Again, stopping wherever it might be that you feel a little something. It's like, oh, wow, that's a little uncomfortable. I feel more of the expectation here. You might even get glimpses of times of life or something. You're like, what the heck is that doing coming up? Feel your expectation. Yeah. Continue on. Breathe. Breathe. Stopping wherever it's uncomfortable. Blink. Breathe. Blink. When you feel it relax, you continue on. All the time in your expectation. The more you feel your expectation, the better it works. If your mind's wandering, you need to draw it back. It's the reason that I keep saying it. It will work if you stay focused on your expectation. Breathe. Last one. Breathe. Beautiful. Take your ball up. Breathe in. Put your ball down. And arch your spine all the way backwards. All the way back. Let the entire spine arch all the way back. Roll your eyeballs up in your skull. Feel your expectation. Letting yourself fully feel exactly like you do. Roll the eyes all the way up. Let go. Come up. Ballerina over to the side. Let the head go. Staying in your expectation. Staying in the expectation. Beautiful. And now you're going to take another quarter turn. We're going to do your ears again, and you're going to tell the story of your life, of how all of this goes from the beginning of your life until today, of expectation in a relationship. Tell your story, just how it's gone. Ready? And begin to massage down the ear, looking to the left. Tell the story of your life. Expectation. Verbalize it. Tell it. Tell the truth. You're muted. Nobody can hear you. Tell the truth. Tell the truth. All the way down to the earlobe. Let go. Pull the ears forward. Breathe in. Ah. Shake your arms out. And do it again. Look to the right. Look to the right. Ready? Tell the story. Tell the story of your expectation in the relationship. Always seems to work out this way. And massage all the way down. Keep telling the story. Verbalize it. Actually, just say it. The experience, relationships, what you've been expecting. All the way down to the earlobe. Pinch and wiggle. Let go. Breathe in. Ah. Turn your head to the side. Yawn. Turn your head to the other side. Yawn. Beautiful. Already, you're going to now grab your ball again. We're going to let yourself feel. Turn another quarter turn with your chair. You're facing a different direction. Ready? Letting yourself feel it. Stay in your expectation. This is what makes it work. All the way left, all the way right. Say the color. Feel it. Say the color. You're at the chest level. Say the color. Throat level. Say the color. Nice and slow. Say the color. Stay in your expectation. Now you're at the eye level. Expectation. Say the color. Up above your head. Say the color. Beautiful. All right. Put your ball down. Again, going to roll back, stretch your spine, all the way back. Come up and roll all the way forward. Head in between your knees. Staying in your expectation. Come up. Ah, beautiful. All right. I believe we're at our time limit that we had set for the exercise. So, again, as we mentioned at the beginning, this is just an appetizer. Notice how you're feeling now. Notice where you have that sensation in your body as far as this expectation goes.
Okay, so we're going to hear from Leah for a second, and then hang on, everybody, don't leave. We're going to answer some questions and let this sit, let this marinate as you hear from Leah, and then we'll check back in with you in just a minute.
All right, so before we move on to the Q&A, I want to say something that might hit a little bit hard. If you've struggled to change your relationships before tonight, it's not because you didn't try hard enough. It's because the problem was never about effort. It was never about willpower. It was never about saying the right things, setting the right boundaries, or doing things the right way. Because if your nervous system still expects the same reaction, you will keep experiencing the same result no matter how much you try to change it. This is why therapy and mindset work, even coaching, often don't create lasting shifts, because they don't rewire the part of you that's running the pattern. So that's exactly what we're doing inside the Relationship Rescue. If you're ready to change how people respond to you without forcing, fixing, or endlessly talking things through, this is where it happens. I'm going to drop the link in the chat now. Take a second to check it out before we get to the end of this call. And don't forget that bonus that ends tonight after this call. All right, let's get into the Q&A.
I just want to let everybody know that that class starts this Saturday, and it's over 5 weeks, right, Leah? It's over 5 Saturdays spread out. You get a replay. You get to watch it again if you can't be there live. And that means you can actually do the work throughout the week as well. So over 5 weeks, the changes that happened for people in the past when we've done this are extraordinary, because you're intensively focusing and working on that, rewiring your system around all of these different topics. So take stock. Notice how you feel about that expectation right now. What's different? So in cognitive movement, we're not always looking for better initially. Some of you will have that, but what is different? So somebody said they're yawning and yawning. Lucy said that. That's normal. That's your system off-gassing the chemical part, the hormonal and chemical part of a neural pattern that's starting to shift. So fantastic work. What else? What is different now? How do you feel about that expectation in this moment? Annika says, is it normal to be emotional during it as well as yawning? Yes, yes, because it taps right into that emotional pattern. It taps right into how your body does this thing, how your brain and your body talk to itself around this topic. So feeling the emotion is your body actually letting it show, and then it starts to fade. It starts to clear out with that yawning. So great question. Let's see. Deanna says, I've cried so much requiring my, I have cried so much requiring in my brain and body. I'm not sure So crying, you want to talk about crying during a session, Bill?
So when this type of intense emotion comes up, sometimes the crying is of joy, of relief, sometimes grief, sadness, and sometimes you don't even know why. It's like, for some people, it's like all of a sudden my eyes just start crying, and I don't feel anything, but my eyes are just crying. The most amazing thing that our bodies will express for us, the emotion we can't process. So if you stay with the exercise while you're crying, to allow yourself to cry and continue doing the exercise, for all of us, if we were just crying, our eyes are going to be in kind of a downward position, and it's an opportunity as that circuit is lit up to give the rest of the brain and the nervous system, because everywhere you look is a different part of the brain. And what happens is you get all new realizations, all new epiphanies. It might go from grief to, oh my gosh, this is a gift. I'm free. What was I ever thinking? Because it's a part of the brain that I simply don't use, because all of us have a certain way that we go through life, that we figure out problems. Everybody here knows, somebody, and this person is super creative. Maybe they're an artist, they're like, wow, they're really creative. And there's other people that are like, I'm an engineer, and if I can't logic through this, it ain't happening, and I can't feel anything. Well, these other parts of the brain are all going to come online, and all of a sudden it's like, your magnitude of what becomes possible in your life is exponentially more options available, is the best way I could put it. So anyway, a long-winded answer, but what else would you expect from me? You can see what Liz has to put up with. But there you go.
Yeah, you know what I want to say about tears coming is it's also another way of off-guessing. If you ever hear women say, I don't think men say this, but I had a good cry, and you just feel better, you feel cleaner after. Well, it's a reason, because the emotional pattern needs to find a way out of the body, and that's why you feel better. With cognitive movement, when you hit the pattern during the session, it's like you've had 3 hours of a good cry, but it lasted 30 seconds. It's the same thing. So you always want to let yourself really feel that emotion. And also notice that when you're done with it, that you actually feel a different way about it. You access it differently. So I saw somebody here that I wanted to say. Somebody said I had tears as well. This was a good one. Tammy says, I yawned and yawned. I felt lighter and warmer. And I actually tried to get hurt feelings about the expectation, and it seems to have dissolved my emotional response. I feel like, what was that thing? So that's what we call neutral. When you're like, what were we talking about? Right? Or you find that you're looking for the feeling, it just doesn't pop up. So that's when you know that part of that has rewired. It is rewiring. And another thing to know is that this one little session, it'll keep going. Like once you've rewired something, it doesn't even have to be fully complete. It will continue to shift and change because you've shown your nervous system the way out of that pattern. So let's see. Luell said, this was a hard one. Feels good. Feel more spacious. And the way I feel about expectation is, who cares anyway?
There we go. I saw Melinda said her eyes hurt. Okay. So here's something really important. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. This is something important to know. You think it's your eyeballs, but your eyeballs and your brain are literally one system. The resistance, it just is showing up in your eyes, but the resistance is really in your brain. If you were to go into a state of love, joy, and bliss, your eyeballs would be like greased marbles. It's just like they're just like, woo, I can't, there's no resistance anywhere. So this is a really, kind of interesting experiment that we do with people so they can understand, wow, it's not my eyes, it's my brain. So the beauty of this is that you have won. And what I mean is you won is because you found the gold mine. Where the resistance is within the eyes is the very, very specific part of my brain that is not working. I'm not processing this. You know what? They're not doing it my way. I need them to do it my way. And there's going to be help if they do it my way. And so so when that comes on, it's like, actually, there's a lot of different ways to load the dishwasher. Why do I care? Dishes are going to be clean anyway. It's like,
yeah.
Did you
Um,
see the comment where somebody said they knocked their sinus in the last of their sinus headache?
Yeah, that was Lori. I wanted to say that it says maybe the sinus headache I released was the stuck emotion. So absolutely. So Lori said she cleared out her sinus headache, which is something that really happens with this work. And you're 100% right. That could have been where your body was running that pattern. It could literally be anywhere in the body. She also followed up with, she saw many images of people from her past that came up during the ear massage. So interesting, right? So the ear massage is actually working in the spine, and our body holds our memory, not really our brain. It's wherever those feelings are is likely where the body is holding that neural pattern and a big part of the memory as well. The brain holds some of the memory as well. I wanted to look in here. Oh, eyes hurting. Majida. She said she watched one where we used eyes forward when we were using non-focused vision. And this one, we're moving the eyes. So cognitive movement, there's many, many tools. These are just a few. When you're moving the eyes in this way, like Bill said, where the brain's not working, your eyes are going to be uncomfortable. Plus, you're stretching muscles that you don't normally use. So yeah, there's a little discomfort. So what you want to do is just let your head rest and your eyes rest. You can cover them like this. That helps. Give the eyes a good rest and think of it like a muscle workout for all of these muscles around the eyes and in the head, because that's a real part of it. When you do cognitive movement and you find soreness, that's an important place to hang on to work, because like Bill said, it is the place where you either have landed on a neural pattern that is not working out for you so well, or you've landed on a place where there's a part of the brain that may not be working. So it's really, really important to put your attention on those. Let's see. Tammy says, yay, it works. I love this. I don't have to regurgitate past rubbish, but my body remembers, and we are just releasing it naturally. So awesome. Yeah, really, really good.
Did you also see Lucy said that this moved the ball of fire out of my solar plexus?
Wow, great work, Lucy. Yeah, so I think that's a great explanation. You know, you'll get that feeling in your body, and the ball of fire may relate to, you know, I'm not worthy, I'm not good enough, people don't like me, but you don't realize it until you put your attention there and you're like, oh, that's what that is trying to tell me? Yeah, it is. So super great work.
You got a really good last question. Do we want to program in a positive, new, balanced thought or anything at the end?
You know, that is a great question, Raylene. And of course, a person can do that, though it's not necessary to get the change that you want. Because we're deleting a pattern out of the body, what the body will do is, as you sleep tonight, it will reset around that. And you sort of start with a clean slate around that pattern in the next days, and it will continue to grow and change. So what will happen naturally is once you get to neutral, then all of a sudden that energy will move. You'll have more energy to think, more energy to breathe, more energy to feel, more creativity, and you will naturally feel more positive. So the difference here is, I know in a lot of modalities, like if you remove something negative, you want to quickly fill in the space. We don't necessarily want to do that. We want to let the system move itself. We want to let the system release the energy back to your body for healing and for thinking and for thriving. So we don't necessarily want to give it something else to focus on. And at the same time, it can't hurt anything if you'd like to do the pattern again and focus on something positive as well. So,
but do try to make sure that you have actually released the negative thing first. Yeah. Because if you're just doing the positive work, you're cheating. Does anybody have any other questions before we have our final thoughts? Just let us know in the chat. Thank you so much for being here. And go ahead, Liz.
Yeah, I just want to, I know you're going to do this again, but personally, Bill and I want to invite you to come on this journey with us for the next 5 weeks. It is life-changing. Whenever we teach it, it's life-changing. because it allows us to really have the time and space and the support, with Bill and I and Leah and the group to address the things that we've been pretending aren't happening. For so many of us, we're pretending we don't feel lonely. We're pretending we don't feel left out. We're pretending that we don't have our feelings hurt when people don't live up to our expectations. In this class, it allows you to fully vet out all those feelings, feel them, move through them, and repattern them. And again, it may not just be your love relationship. You may find it in any kind of relationship in your life. You may find that every time you go to the grocery store, the checker's a jerk. Those are relationships, and they will reflect really how we feel about ourselves. So it is our investigation. It is our intention to invite everyone to have the opportunity to take this journey with us and make these changes. And again, as I started this meeting, you won't just change yourself, you'll play a big part in changing the world.
Deanna said, will we get a copy of the AI notes? We don't do that usually, but you will get the replay in your inbox, as well as we put it on YouTube, and the transcript is usually there on YouTube automatically. In the description, there are chapter notes and that kind of stuff. So you will get that. Amika says, do it, hop on board this rocking boat and steer on. Okay, well, it looks like we're at the end of our questions. If you have any other questions after this, please feel free to email me at info@cognitivemovement.com, or you can get in the chat on our website and message us there as well. You can even text us, and you will find our phone number on the website. So I think this was super powerful. We always get the best comments, the people getting the best results. You just experienced what it feels like when a pattern that has been running your relationships for years, maybe even decades, shifts in real time. And now you have a choice. You can walk away tonight having had a great experience, or you can take this work deeper and completely rewire how you experience relationships forever. This is why we created Relationship Rescue. If you sign up tonight, you get all of the bonuses, plus the private live coaching session with Liz and Bill. It's only available today. It ends tonight. This is really, really valuable. If you have tried to book a session with Bill and Liz, you know that their schedule is very packed. The value of just this Q&A coaching session after our whole live series is huge. One more important thing. To join the Relationship Rescue, you do need to have the Cognitive Movement Essentials course, but don't worry, there are ticket options that include Essentials, so you don't have to take any extra steps. If you grab that option, you'll be ready to start when we begin on Saturday. So this is your moment. This is your choice. If you want to stop feeling like your relationships are happening to you and finally start shaping them into something better, this is the work that is going to get you there, because love doesn't have to be hard and you deserve more. All right, everybody. Thank you so much. I see some people commenting some stuff. So please email me at info@cognitivemovement.com if you have important questions. And our next course is Cogno-Conscious. So check out our website, check out our upcoming events. You can see what we've got going on there. And we will see some of you in the relationship series. Thank you so much for being here.
Liz, I just want to answer really quick. The sessions are recorded and you can go back and watch each one. So if you miss one, we usually send the replay out that evening or the next day, so you can just get right on and do the session whenever you choose.
Yes, make sure you click on that link that I put in the chat. This will give you all of the information for what you get if you get the individual sessions or if you get the full series pass. There's all of the dates, all of the information on that webpage.
All right, you guys, thanks so much for being here with us tonight. This was fun. Have a great week. And if any miracles happen between now and the next time we see you, you know that's mandatory reporting. Please reach out to us and let us know. We'd love to hear what happens next. All right. Talk soon. Bye, everybody.
Bye.